Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. That's just about right. Right there. How everybody doing this morning? Huh? Everybody good? Elon can lose a lot more than the EV grants he lost. Y'all ready? Hope your boy is. Let's see. Me, 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 me. Y'all ready? Okay, we're gonna see. See, I'm trying to pause, give them enough time, just try to make sure. Let me just talk to some people first. What's up, Mark? What's up, Casey? Y'all ready? Now we're gonna see what's up. Zoom, we got 5:59 there. Any second now. Anytime you're ready to go. Because we're here and ready to go. Because we start the show at 6 o'clock. But we can't do it without that bling, bling, bling. We need to hear that. What? What? And wake up those paws, wake up those paws, wake up those paws, wake up those. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's up in here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's y'all know why I'm open? Cause this bump that beat. Wednesday, July 2nd, that's right, y'all, 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that, and that, and this, and this, and that, and that, where we be talking about this and that, and that, and this, and this, and that. Just got me pissed. We made it another one. Who we got up in the building this morning? We got Mark Dorfman. Good morning, NYC. We got Casey. Good morning. We got, who else we got? We got Batty Lynn up in the building. Good morning from Detroit. We got Rebecca Lynn Bueno. That's right, y'all. We got Mark Dorfman up in the building. We got Batty Lynn. We got Casey. I see Rebecca up in here. I know I said some names 2 times, but it's all good because that's how good they are to the show. We got Rebecca Lynn up in here. How dare you not say where you're from? Excuse me. We got Rebecca Lon Yen Bueno from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Come on now, girl. We know where you from. Angels Among Us says good morning from Colorado. Casey Ramos says gangs all here. Who else we got up in here? A little passive aggressiveness in the morning. Can't hurt nobody. Can't hurt nobody. That's right, not passive aggressiveness, but what we doing? We giving that energy back. See, we take this love right here, blue, 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 blue. It makes us stronger, and we give it right back. Y'all know what I'm about to say, right? Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning to watch these clips, I appreciate you. Go ahead, camera, stop playing with me. Let's go ahead and get it right. Y'all know we had that camera right a second ago. Come on now, stop, stop, stop. Get over there. There we go. We all together now. All together now. All together now. That's right, y'all. We got a lot to go over today. We got a fully loaded clip. I got a lot to go over in the thumbnails. Boy, do we have a lot of late night news happening. We got a lot of pushes. We got a lot of court situations going on when it comes down to legal. We got a lot of court situations going on when it comes down to that big, beautiful bill that some people are calling it. Hakeem Jeffries calls it the ugly bill. So we're going to get into it, you guys. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to go straight to this thumbnail because we got so much in the clip. I hope everybody had a fantastic evening because I know I did. Before we get into this, I just want to say one thing, you guys. Let's try to stay on topic. Let's try to make sure that you guys let me know where you're chiming in from so that we always can make sure we try to get that content from where you guys are from. And with that being said, let's get into these titles. What we got here in this thumbnail this morning is Trump. Elon can lose a lot more than the EV grants that he has lost. I noticed that was in the conversation that they were having in the Q&A with reporters. I was saying to myself, what else could Elon possibly lose more than he's already lost when it comes down to their friendships, those grants and things like that? And then all of a sudden, boom, came a banger. And we got the clip, y'all, so we're going to get into it. We got to keep on going. What else do we have here? We got ding, 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 ding. This could be his last days walking as a non-convicted or a convicted felon. That's right, we're talking about P. Diddy right here. That's right, the fate of the bad boy music mogul rests on the jury. What will they decide? There's so much going on, you guys. They've already decided on 4 counts already, but they seem to be having problems dealing with that RICO charge. We're going to get into that as well. And that's right, last but not least, what do we have here? We got a federal investigation launched into allegations that tractor trailer driver fell asleep at the wheel. There was a tractor trailer driver yesterday that fell asleep at the wheel, and sadly, 5 people that were in a car, I think it was an SUV or a truck. They've lost their lives, you guys. We got a lot to get into. I'm gonna stack 5 at a time because I got 5 on it. I'll stack the 5. I'll come back to the comments and then we'll keep on moving from there. The first thing that I got for you guys in the clip is what we got here this morning is Trump speaking about the possibility of Zohran Mamdani if he basically defies ICE, if he becomes the mayor. They're already thinking like me. We already know how it could be, so we're getting prepared for it. So what happens if Mamdani becomes the mayor and gives pushback against ICE? We're gonna get this information directly from the horse's mouth and let Trump tell us right now himself. You guys have a fantastic morning. Hope everybody's doing good. Let's go. Let's go.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. Why don't you give us those numbers?
Yeah, well,
because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they moved to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state governments than we get.
Right, substantially. We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. He's, we're going to look at everything, and ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist.
Huntington Beach.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing.
Right.
But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist. I've always said, we will not have socialism in this country. In the speeches, I said, well, what? They skipped socialism. And you get a lot of them like that. And you see AOC, she's out there with her, bad IQ. She's out there ranting and raving about how wonderful he is. And look, so far he's winning. He still has a race to win, but so far he's winning, and he has an advantage as a Democrat in New York City. I was there a long time ago, and it was a long time since a Republican won the city. But you would think that a Republican would be able to win. Or you have a good independent running, Mayor Adams, who's a very good person.
Yeah, but they're not going to elect Adams because you just said that. So now we're going to keep on going. You should have never said Mayor Adams is a good person. You should have kicked him under the bus and been like, I can't stand that guy. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know his ass from his elbow. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you got to ghetto mind trick people. What else we got? The Duck have to do 5 on it. Yeah, okay, Washington. Let's go on over to J.D. Vance, because if it wasn't for him, the tie wouldn't have been broken yesterday as Capitol Hill prepared to get the vote going. J.D. Vance basically stepped on over and went to Capitol Hill. At first, they were saying that he went over there just to have a conversation and to push people along and to get them more interested in signing on to the bill. But after that, of course, his vote was basically the final vote that made the final decision. Let's keep on moving, you guys. Let's go.
All right, to this Fox News alert, Vice President J.D. Vance has arrived on Capitol Hill as the Senate continues its vote-a-rama on Trump's big, beautiful bill, which has now passed 20 hours.
A lot of amendments out there. Senior national correspondent Aisha Hasni joins us live from Capitol Hill. Aisha.
Hey there, good morning to you. So this has now become probably the longest vote-a-rama in recent history. We're entering about 21 hours now of nonstop voting on amendments, and things are not looking good at this hour. Senate Majority Leader John Thune does not currently have the votes to pass President Trump's big, beautiful bill, although the White House has now sent in some reinforcements. They sent in Vice President J.D. Vance, who just arrived here on Capitol Hill about 30 minutes ago or so, 15 minutes ago. And he's here not so much as the tie-breaking vote, you guys. Probably more likely he's here to try to negotiate, use his relationships with these senators to try to bring them across the finish line. I am told right now they are working and focused on Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. Now, she did vote yes to open the debate yesterday for this bill, but currently she is not in the yes column, and that's...
So yeah, bill was already passed. He came in, it was 50-50. J.D. Vance basically read the announcement as well as put his last vote in, and it basically went over. We got to keep on moving forward because we got people like Hakeem Jeffries that's pretty peed off about this bill actually passing.
Everyday Americans with disabilities will be hurt. Hospitals will close, nursing homes will shut down, and community-based health clinics will be unable to provide services. This dangerous and extreme Republican budget will result in Americans losing their lives because of the inability to access health care coverage.
Would you guys consider that fear-mongering? Because if I say it, most of the time the people in comments be like, oh, you're fear-mongering. Why are you playing that? Why are you saying that? Just want to know.
It's unacceptable, unconscionable, and un-American. Shame on Senate Republicans for passing this disgusting abomination, and shame on House Republicans for continuing to bend the knee to Donald Trump's extreme agenda. This one big ugly bill represents the largest cut to nutritional assistance in American history.
Tones, I hear you.
Extreme MAGA Republicans are literally ripping food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors, and all of this is being done to provide massive tax breaks to their billionaire donors. Republicans claim to be the party of working class Americans. You are not. You are hurting working class Americans. This bill won't make life more affordable for the American people. It will make life more expensive, including dramatically raising energy costs, which are already too high. At the same period of time, doing nothing. Nada, zilch, zero, to lower the high cost of living in this country.
So now, because somebody who don't like him, they probably would think otherwise or whatever like that. See, this is why we get information from all sides and both sides, because what? We want to know what people have to say about these situations. And then we go do our own investigations and see if the information is true or not. That's why we don't worry about if it's NBC, CBS, Fox. We don't care if a parrot comes say it in our ear or whatever like that. We don't care, because after we get the information, we're smart. The same way we were able to turn our phones on. The same way we were able to get up this morning, right? Right? So we make our own assessments. Don't worry about where you get the message from. Listen and then say, let me go check that out for myself. Then you make your own assessment the same way you do everything else in your life. Don't worry about the platform, you guys. We're going to keep on moving forward because now we got to go on over to Texas. We got this federal investigation that's been launched after this deadly I-20 crash that I told you guys about a few minutes ago. 18-wheeler driver allegedly fell asleep. I don't even know how they let people like this drive trucks. He doesn't even look like he has a neck. And y'all can call me what y'all want, but I told y'all on this platform, you can say certain things like fat, chunky. Yes, we the 70s, 80s, and 90s babies over here. You can go ahead and get it off.
Authorities have now revealed that they are investigating the trucking company that the driver of that 18-wheeler, who is suspected of causing the wreck, worked for. Our JD Miles with that new information.
The driver of the 18-wheeler who plowed into passenger vehicles, causing a chain reaction crash along I-20, is facing 5 counts of manslaughter and likely 1 more after today's death of the 6th victim. Tonight, the investigation focuses on whether drowsy driving was the cause and whether a checkpoint along the highway could have detected it had it been manned at the time. We now know the name of the trucking company that Alexis Osmani Gonzalez Campagnoni was working for when authorities say the 27-year-old commercial truck driver plowed through vehicles that had slowed down for an accident on I-20 in Kaufman County. The Texas Department of Public Safety says the driver, who authorities say fell asleep at the wheel and killed 6 people in other vehicles, worked for Hope Trans LLC, which did not respond to our request for comment. The collision on Saturday afternoon crushed a pickup truck that left all 5 people inside dead and also killed the driver of a compact SUV.
You got a vehicle this size going.
An Albany address is a huge plus for LLC owners. Why? We can save you hundreds of dollars.
65 plus miles an hour, and there's something you need to take seriously as a driver.
Chris Goldsby is a 30-year commercial big rig driver who lives in Lancaster. He says drowsy driving continues to be a problem in his profession, despite measures in place to prevent it.
Yeah, at any given time, we all feel tired, and then I have to say this, that we have a time frame in which we can do things. We have login regulations that we have to go by. We have a 14-hour day. In which 11 of those hours we can drive. The other 3 hours, we might be spent working either on the dock or what have you.
Research from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that every year there are about 100,000 police-reported crashes involving drowsy driving. Just a few miles before Campagnoni crashed on I-20, he passed a state commercial vehicle inspection station where authorities can inspect driver logbooks for evidence of overdriving. But the station was closed. The National Transportation Safety Board announced tonight that it will lead the investigation into this horrible crash. Campagnoni remains in the Kaufman County Jail with a $1.5 million bond.
So that's the NTSB that's going to be looking into this horrific, terrible situation. Also, I have to just say this, and this is not a joke. It's like the way that he was that size, a lot of those people have that narcoleptic thing where they sleep really deeply. So if he fell asleep and he was already falling deeply sleeping, he probably was really sleeping for a long period of time. 6 people lost their lives. That's a horrific situation right there. So I just want to pray for the souls of those people as well as those families and ask God to accept their souls into heaven and try to give their families as much strength as possible throughout this horrific time. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Terrible situation, you guys. We got to go over to Washington right now because we got President Trump that's issuing this fresh warning to Elon Musk. Check this out. This is something right here because he should have never talked about the big, beautiful bill. And that's basically where this is coming from. Check this out, you guys. So basically, Trump issues a fresh warning about Tesla. And check this out real quick.
What happened to Elon Musk?
Who?
What happened to Elon Musk? Nothing. He's upset. He's losing his EV mandate, and he's very upset about things, but he could lose a lot more than that. I can tell you right now. Hey, Elon can lose a lot more than that.
So I was saying to myself, like, what is he talking about? Elon can lose a lot more than that. That's our title right there. Trump says Elon can lose a lot more than the EV grants that he lost. Well, doing a little bit more research, found this out. Check this out.
Those are 2 things
Defund and deport. Those are two things President Trump say may happen to his former ally, Elon Musk, after Musk, the richest person in the world, threatened to fund primary campaigns against any member of Congress who votes for Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look. We might have to put Doge on Elon. Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
So now they're talking about the possibility. Now you're talking about all fair and love and war. Ooh, see what I'm saying? Now they used it was all good just a week ago, huh? First they was friends. Now look where it went, y'all. What y'all got for me in the comments right here? Angels Among Us says Trump don't play. Ricardo Ruse says what? Chad C says Elon had to say something. He is smart and the bill is terrible. At least they can sell the national parks. So Casey says the way he said Elon a lot. Bruce, the Gulf of America is between Trump's ears. Ooh, Geo, yeah, Chad C says, where's Trump's taxes? Angels Amongst Us says, right, Casey, a lot. Yes, Drywall Wizard says, Trump said, F somebody escaped Alligator Alcatraz. They better not run in a straight line. Gio Rel says, Trump's a savage. We all know it. That's what it is. Casey Ramos says, facts. Yo, the way that he did that, I had to double up on that one right there. That was crazy.
He gets a lot of subsidies.
Trump referring to the billions in federal contracts that benefit Musk's companies. Out front now, Katie Drummond, global editorial director at Wired, and Ryan Mack, a New York Times reporter who covers Musk extensively. He also co-wrote the book Character Limit: How Elon Musk Destroyed Twitter. And Ryan, Musk posted on X, so tempting to escalate this, so tempting, but I will refrain for now. What do you think? Is he going to escalate?
You know, okay, I don't care what you think. We don't either. We over here stacking this deck right now, getting direct information from the horse's mouth. Try to sell his book to us. You see that real quick? You try to get a little plug going over there. Nah, if you're going to sell any damn book, you're going to sell mine, How to Survive in the Hood. Go and check it out, y'all. Go and check it out. Because we got to go over to Chicago, where we got these older people that call for answers on why the Chicago police are going along with ICE raids. So they're a sanctuary city, right? But the older people are kind of peed off because all of a sudden Chicago CPD have been moving around with the ICE people. What's going on with that? Doom, 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 doom. Do-do-do-do. Why are they with ICE? ICE, baby. Why are they with ICE? ICE, baby. Why are they with ICE? ICE, baby. Why are they with ICE? Come on, y'all. Why are they with ICE? I don't know. Y'all got to tell me. Why is the CPD hanging out with ICE baby now? I have no idea, but we're about to find out a little bit as much as we can find out now.
Push for answers following this ICE raid earlier this month in the South Loop.
Chicago police responded, and many have questioned why they were on the scene.
Jermont Terry is live at City Hall, where tomorrow aldermen are demanding the department explain. Jermont?
Joe and Erica, the Immigrants and Refugee Rights Committee is holding a big hearing here at City Hall tomorrow. The chair and its members say it's time for the Chicago Police Department to speak publicly about why officers stayed on scene that day, despite the city of Chicago having a welcoming city ordinance. Nearly a month after federal ICE agents arrested 10 people who thought they were showing up for an immigration status appointment, but instead ended up in federal custody, outrage remains.
You are violating the Trust Act. It's not appropriate.
While the detainment upset some, many were just as furious to see Chicago police officers out that day.
We want to walk through the events of that day.
26th Ward Alderperson Jesse Fuentes is one of several city council members requesting the department be more transparent about what brought officers out. On that day, the 1st District Commander told the crowd a law enforcement assistance call was made.
We don't know what the situation is. We got to call that police here to assist.
I think that they knew exactly what they were doing. They were creating a distraction, and that distraction happened to be CPD.
The Immigrants and Refugee Rights Committee says CPD's response violated Chicago's Welcoming City Ordinance, which prohibits local law enforcement involved in any ICE activity.
When CPD shows up and understands that that is not the case, and then fully understands that this is an event in which ICE is detaining individuals, why weren't they completely scaled back immediately?
Yet Chicago police previously stated that no point did CPD assist in immigration enforcement. All actions taken by CPD during the incident were in accordance with CPD policy and the City of Chicago Municipal Code, including the Welcoming City Ordinance. No arrests were made by CPD.
They were just there making sure that nothing happened. You see, it was a lot of people, a lot of moving around going on. You know, what's wrong with having a little bit of security, especially if you're the police, right? What y'all got for me over here? Chinatown, no. Wolverine says, deport them. We must deport them. We must deport them. They must deport them. Okay, what else y'all got for me? Not, stop. Drop, absolutely. Yes, deport. Specials is mandatory for billionaires. Maybe because of it, it may give us superpowers. Wolverine says it's okay, it's costing way too much to tax the dollars. Okay, guys, we got to keep on moving forward because we got a sad situation here. I didn't even want to watch this entire clip because it happened in Los Angeles with a 7-Eleven employee. She's allegedly been beaten by the manager of the store. I don't know what her family, her brothers and uncles are doing right now. Yeah, but I don't know if this person would have made it to get arrested after we find out what happened to this beautiful person here that's so young for something like this to happen in this tragic event. And we definitely want to pray to make sure that she pulls through this event because nothing like this should happen to anybody ever. Check this out, you guys. LA, come to the front, please.
Grieving tonight after they say a young woman was beaten by her supervisor after showing up for work at a Hollywood convenience store last week. Jessica McLaughlin walked into work at 7-Eleven in Hollywood and was assaulted. Tonight, she's on life support at the hospital.
Her family is searching for answers in what they're calling a senseless and baseless attack as police search for her attacker. KTLA's Mary Beth McDade joins us live in Hollywood with details on this tragedy and reaction from the family. MB.
Yeah, and John, her family says that she has a big heart, loves children, and always puts family first. And now her family is preparing to say their final goodbyes on Wednesday when they take her off life support.
She's probably one of the best family members ever.
Clancy McLaughlin fights back tears as he talks about his 24-year-old daughter, Jessica, who loves children and helping others.
I used to call her my green-haired warrior because she would take homeless people food. She would take clothes to people.
He tells us Jessica's assistant manager at a Hollywood 7-Eleven, Valeria Parra, brutally beat Jessica at work last week.
Her heart stopped, so she couldn't breathe. Yeah, she lost all oxygen to her brain for over 10 minutes. And she basically is declared brain dead now.
Clancy says the assistant manager would bully his daughter at work. And then last Tuesday, as his daughter was getting ready to leave work for the day, Valeria attacked his petite daughter.
She physically grabbed her by her hair, was swinging her around, threw her on the ground, and she sat on top of her chest while she was physically assaulting her.
When a coworker tried to help, Clancy says Valeria then went after the coworker.
And at that time, Jessica got up and she said, call 911, I can't breathe, and then she collapsed. And at that point, I understand that the assistant manager hit her one more time.
Valeria apparently then fled.
But even before that, she was trying to go back into the back office to try to delete the video of the attack.
Police tell us they responded to the scene and are continuing to search for the attacker. Meantime, the family is preparing to say their final goodbyes on Wednesday when they take Jessica off life support.
We're going to try to get everybody that we can inside the hospital where they could come at least say their last goodbyes before.
Man, why did I put this right here? Oh, terrible story, you guys. I'm so sad. So terrible to hear about this. We want to pray for her, Jessica, as well as the family. 2 families lost people in this situation. No idea where that anger came from. And now that person, she's locked up and she's going to have to deal with that. We ask the Lord to, I don't want her to, it's today, but I don't want to even think about what they're talking about doing. We're asking for a miracle that they take off life support and she wakes up. Call me what you want, Lord. I'm probably asking for too much, but I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Real talk. I want her to wake up. Straight up. Let her wake up. That's what I'm looking for. Wake up. Like, there's too many bad people out here. And how come so many bad people can stay around when so many things are, right? We losing too many good people. Look what he said that she would do for people. Giving food to the homeless and oh, that's terrible right there. Poor Jessica. Feel terrible about that. Now we got to go over to New York, where I'm at. We got these jurors that's trying to reach this verdict in this Diddy Combs trial right now. I ain't even feel like doing a dance and none of that right now, you guys. I'll get back into it. Excuse me, because, normally I'm always turned up. But that right there, terrible story, terrible situation, and I really feel for the family when it comes down to this bad, horrific situation here.
Taken hold for Israel and Iran. The news coming after Tehran launched a wave of deadly attacks on Israel. We have
witness tampering, forced labor, sex trafficking, transportation for purposes of prostitution, and drug distribution. Yesterday we did receive a note from the jury asking about drug distribution, wanting that law reread to them. This is very interesting. They've been deliberating for almost 2 days. We know that they have reached a verdict on those other counts that you spoke of. And what are those counts? Well, those are 2 counts of sex trafficking. One when it pertains to Cassie Ventura, his girlfriend of about 11 years, who claims that Combs forced her to participate in drug-fueled sex parties known as freak-offs. Prosecutors have to prove force, fraud, or coercion when it comes to those charges. The other one pertains to Jane. Now, that is not her real name. She testified under a pseudonym. She actually dated Combs up until his arrest in September. And there are those 2 counts of the Mann Act, transportation to engage in prostitution. We heard from several escorts taking the stand. We know that Combs paid for those escorts on some of his own credit cards. And the question is, did he use company money to pay for some of those acts? Also, this is very interesting. The judge is now asking the jury to go back and deliberate. He has told them something called an Allen charge, right? Where he wants them to go back again and try to continue to deliberate. But we know from this note that there is more than one juror who is, as of right now, unwilling to change their position. Now, something that's really interesting here is that I was in that courtroom almost every single day, and I had my eyes on those jurors. And I have said all along that I did not think that they would reach a unanimous verdict on RICO. That is because during some of the testimony from the prosecutor's witnesses, remember they called 34, several of them appeared to look not in agreement with the prosecution, some smirking, some appearing to roll their eyes during different testimony. So we knew that this was always going to be difficult for them to reach a unanimous verdict. Now, when I was in there for closing arguments, Mark Agnifilo, one of Combs' defense attorneys, his lead defense attorney, delivering closings on Friday, and at one point eliciting laughter from the jurors and the courtroom. He said that Cassie is actually the winner here, that she was the one that walked away with a $20 million settlement. Remember, this all started when Cassie Ventura filed that explosive civil suit against Combs in November 2023. That was the first time that anyone had heard that she had been in a violent relationship with Combs. And during her testimony, 4 days on the stand, heavily pregnant with her 3rd child, she testified about years of physical and emotional abuse. We saw photographs of her badly beaten over the course of her relationship. But really what this comes down to is consent. Do these 12 jurors believe beyond a reasonable doubt that Cassie and Jane were forced to participate in these freak-offs?
Do you? Or do you think that she was coerced, like as far as like groomed since she was young? Hey, I'll get you over here. I'll do this for you. I'll make sure you get in this video. Oh, we waiting so long. They wonder if it's real. They want to see if it's true. Come on now. You know there ain't nobody listening to that song. Don't even know what I was just singing just now. Yes, happens to be a Cassie song that Diddy just kept on popping her in different places, making her, push her up. Diddy is getting 20, says Mark Dorfman, years, if not more. He's through. Ricardo says, and when she wake up, hope she don't play with that Mexican lady no more. Okay, what else y'all got for me? Clay Cousins says, co-horse. What else you got? Dustin says, He's the fall guy. Angels Among Us 214 force no woman wants to do that. Diddy has more on that on oil than Saudi Arabia. Someone says. Gino says I thought it was all good. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It don't look too good for them. They already got 4 charges that they've already decided on, right? But they're not telling us what they've decided, if it's guilty or not guilty. But all of them have already decided on 4 of those charges already. They're having a problem with the last one. Okay, let me see who's gloved up over here that I can get these questions from. Love that song when it came out. Okay. Everybody else who's not gloved up, we love you to death, but we don't really make no bread over here, especially when you know who ain't here and he on vacation this week. I done did 3 videos all week and I go to the monetization. You know what it say over there? Donut. Ching, ching. Your boy's getting not a ting if Holly ain't around on vacation. And we feeling it. We feeling it. And yes, we are. We're feeling it in our pockets. But it's all good because double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. We understand that it's hot out here for a pimp. And the money is kind of crazy right now. So yeah, we got this tariffs going on. We got the big, beautiful bill. I'm going to let y'all get that. I'm going to call it the problem is the big, beautiful bill. And the people that's gloved up, we appreciate you. So we're going to show some respect for y'all. Everybody else, I was about to say, you know what? We're only going to start saying comments from people that super chat. I was going to start getting like everybody else, because I'm kind of the only person that's nice that don't do that. I try to look out. Casey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much with the love. You know what I'm saying? $2 coming from Daniel. Guess what? If 15, 20 people do that, now y'all can match who you know who. You know what I'm saying? Help your boy out over here. I did 3 shows. Went to monetization. 0. Then I start going back to the ones that he was in. 100 and something, 200 and something. And y'all think we make money over here? Ha, ha, ha. No, we don't. Then they have the nerve to tell me to get a job. Meanwhile, I work about 23 hours a day. Let's keep on moving. Don't want you guys to feel bad about anything. But I really appreciate the super chats, even if it's $2, because guess what? All of that means something. All of it does. The Trump card. What's the price of that? I don't know if I got enough to buy the Trump card now. They talking about $5 million. I don't know. Is that the truth? Is that the real cost of this thing? I don't know, you guys. Y'all tell me. Is that the real cost of this Trump card right here? Is it really going to cost that much? Because I'm not sure. Maybe I made a mistake.
$5 million.
What?
For $5 million, this can be yours.
Okay, I wasn't wrong.
That was the first of the cards. You know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
President Trump's proposal to create a U.S. gold card isn't really new. Since 1882, the United States has charged immigrants an admission fee for coming to the country, starting at 50 cents a person, raising it to $4.
I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them.
$4 in 1907. Today, the U.S. already has a special visa program for those able to make substantial investments. Substantial as in $800,000.
The U.S. has had a golden visa program since the early 1990s. It comes in the form of EB-5, and it's been traditionally used to build big real estate projects in the U.S. So even places like Hudson Yards in New York City has been funded through this sort of program.
Okay. Kristen Surek is an assistant professor at the London School of Economics, where she has studied what is known as investment immigration. The revived push in the U.S. parallels other countries experimenting with golden visas and passports.
They're actually much more common than most people think. So if we're thinking about the golden passport program, so citizenship, there's over 20 countries with legal provisions that enable this, and there's about a dozen that regularly approve people through their programs. For thinking about the residents, the golden visa programs, they're all over the place. You can find them in just about 60 countries, 5 territories, even in places like the US and half of the EU member states.
The programs vary according to how much money is required, whether it's an investment in the country and what kind of investment, or just a fee paid to the government. And, by the way, whether the immigrant only gets to reside in the country or actually becomes a citizen.
So we're going to start getting some fat on our brains besides just watching all that crazy news. I want you guys to check out this smokestack over here because I actually like watching stuff like this too. We don't got to always watch bad news and bombings and stuff like that. But I would like for you guys to show some love to all of the people that's supporting the show currently right now. We're talking about Casey Ramos. Thank you so much. And I love the way that you guys already did that because y'all the perfect co-host already anyway. And we're also talking about angels among us. We really want to tell you guys, we really appreciate that so much. We want to show you guys these imploding smokestacks right here that went down in Tennessee. Yes, don't always got to be crazy news. Sometimes we can watch stuff like this. Chattanooga. So I basically kind of cool, right? Smoke and everything. It sucks that all that's going to go up into the atmosphere though, right? But I guess that's the way that they demolish a power plant. That's how they do it. The smokestacks first and then everything else. Now this one is about to go. So there's two things that I noticed about that. If you pay attention, I could literally hear like the separation of the bricks as they were hitting the ground, like boom. I felt like the bricks were hitting, and then all of a sudden some force of energy came right behind that. Kind of crazy right there. I know y'all like, what the is Bugatti showing us right now? Yes, we can watch other things besides watch your head. Yes, we can watch other stuff, y'all. We can definitely watch other stuff. Come on now, we're going to watch some other good stuff. Let's go on over to the Coast Guard as they intercept some cocaine submarines. This is going to turn up right here, y'all. I should ask for some likes right here, but y'all already showing too much support right here, so I'm going to let y'all get it. Now we got the heat. Let's bring the heat, because you know how I play with it. I bring it up, I take it down. Now let's go on over here and show y'all what the Coast Guard is doing right here. So I showed y'all some crazy stuff a minute ago, but I like this right here, because this is actual footage from the Coast Guard that's intercepting those submarines 2 days ago. This is a little bit older footage, but check this out.
Like a scene from an action-packed summer blockbuster, but it actually happened. This riveting video from 2019 shows a Coast Guard crew intercepting a submarine carrying thousands of pounds of cocaine. The video, which came from a camera worn by a crew member, shows a heavily armed Coast Guardsman jumping on the so-called narco submarine and pounding on the hatch until the smugglers surrender.
Este es Juárez Costas de los Estados Unidos. ¡Auto su barco ahora! ¡Auto su barco! ¡Auto su barco! ¡Auto su barco ahora! ¡Auto su barco! ¡Auto su barco ahora! ¡Auto su barco! ¡Auto su barco!
I don't know what the hell he's saying, but you better do it.
That's gonna be hard to get on. ¡Auto su barco!
Now, meanwhile, they jump on top of these things like they're riding a bull. This dude is about to jump on a submarine. I need to take a picture of this and put it on a t-shirt. The stuff that they do for us nowadays. Come on, y'all, check this out. Jumped on it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Open that. Get up out of there. Get it all up out of there. Let's go. Let's go. That's right. That's what I'm talking about right
telling
there,
the judge
boy.
this afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about right there. No, you talking about protecting the water, the air, land, and sea? Tell me that wasn't crazy right there. We done seen him jump on two of them. First he was on that other one. Then he was like, this is going to be a hard one to jump on. Then your boy just got up on there and was like, Arbo Subarco! Arbo Subarco! I don't know what the hell Arbo Subarco is, But damn sure you better Arbo Subako, boy. What else you got up in these comments? What's going on here? Spike Lee is making Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Just dive under ad. Busted, says Natalie. You seen that? Rena said, damn, that's crazy. Over drugs, people will do anything. Wolverine says, KK, lo cuento, lo That's what the person was saying inside, right? Why didn't they just dive? I don't know. They probably were saying if they get caught, they done. If you have $5 million for the American Dream Trump Gold Card, you don't need the dream because you already got successful where you are. Some folks love being fooled. Casey Ramos died laughing. That was crazy right there, y'all. Come on now. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna see no content nowhere else but on our bottom line. And that's why I do what I do. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. All of you guys down there with those super chats, I appreciate you guys so much. And I thank you for every single cent because I know it's real out there in the field, especially with the potato chips being $2.50 for the small 50-cent bag. I went up to Walmart the other day in Queens. Big bag of Utz like this, $2.50. I couldn't believe it. Almost fainted in Walmart. Yes, I was just over a bag of potato chips. I almost went crazy. I started buying Twizzlers. I started buying all types of stuff. Like, oh my God, are you serious? These prices are so different. Because you come down here, the small box, the small thing of Twizzlers is $2.50. It's crazy out here, y'all. Y'all got to hold on, and I really appreciate y'all. Now we're going to keep on moving because now we got to go to Tampa Bay. I need you guys to be careful out here about these skimming thefts. They got these real funky situations going on where these guys are literally make the cover of the ATM swiper and pop it on top of the ATM thing and have you thinking that it's a regular swiper. It's a skimmer, and they're taking your information and they're trying to rob you. Be careful. I know many people in the comments, many people have already saw this before, but a lot of people haven't. And check this out.
Wide busts here when it comes to illegal credit card skimmers. The Florida Department of Agriculture seizing hundreds of fraudulent credit cards and high-tech scammers gear, all part of a theft ring in Hernando County.
So now this is in Florida. Florida, step to the front of the stage, please.
Tonight, 3 people are facing a slew of charges. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen looked into this for us tonight, joins the Center Newsroom. Hi there, Jordan. I know the investigation spans all the way to China, but presumably where these things were made. What more do you know?
Yeah, Mark, the Florida Agriculture Commissioner, Wilton Simpson, first got wind of the theft ring when U.S. Border Patrol and Customs intercepted a package from Hong Kong. Inside was a treasure trove of some of the most advanced skimming technology on the black market today. All of it was headed to a man's house in Spring Hill.
Got him.
46-year-old Junior Juan Camacho is accused of running a major theft ring centered around skimming credit cards and stealing fuel.
These are very sophisticated pieces of equipment that was going in over the top of where you slide your credit card into the skimmer. And so it connected in there very, very well done. And this was a major bust. This was probably a record bust here for the state of Florida.
Evidence photos show multiple illegal credit card skimmers, which are used by accused criminals to put over and inside credit card swipers and keypads. When a customer swipes their card, their sensitive card information is saved to then load on another card to use with the same information as if it's the actual credit card. In total, investigators uncovered 354 suspected counterfeit magnetic strip payment cards and 17 illegal skimming devices, as well as 150 digital storage devices and more than $47,000 in cash.
This was a very large...
Okay, I'm going to break it down for you guys. Never did this before, but I know how it goes. They get the skimmer machine. They pop it on top of that thing right there, on top of the actual ATM card, debit card reader. And then when they scan it, it actually does scan. But they also get all of your information, your card number and everything. They let that thing fill up as much as they can. And then they go over there and they say, hey, how you doing? Can you give me a pack of those Newports over there? Yeah, the ones on top. Boop, they take that thing over there, throw it in the bag or whatever like that. Then they go back to the house, download everything, put it on fake credit cards, and rob everybody that they got their information from. Y'all be careful. Don't let it catch you. What y'all got over here? Mikhail says, most shop owners are aware of them too. That's right, because some of them are down with them. You ain't know that, did you know, Mikhail? You ain't know about that. Then when they get caught, they don't say nothing. Wolverine says, bad boy, bad boy. What else y'all got? Muy malo, says Wolverine. Batty Lynn says, they got me with a card skimmer at a gas station on my birthday 1 year. I didn't get my money back though. See, that sucks. I hate when stuff like that happens. Risk all this stuff is old news, but he makes it entertaining enough to sit back and watch the show, LOL. That's right, you guys. Sometimes it is, and sometimes we have an older audience here that don't even know about some of this stuff that's going on. So check this out and keep it going.
Large ring And so we're very proud to get this one busted up immediately. But in addition to that, and we won't talk about what we're doing now, but we are obviously looking for things that we have found amongst these devices and information that we have found. So I think the network, this is going to help us get at a much larger network.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection initially intercepted the package in a facility in Tennessee. It was bound for Camacho's home in Spring Hill. According to detectives, inside Camacho's truck, they also found illegal fuel tanks, suspected of being used to steal diesel fuel. They also found 17 gaffs, which are commonly associated with animal fighting. 2 other people identified as his associates are also facing charges.
Now this right here is a pretty crazy case that we got coming up on this next clip right here, because it seems like this nurse was just doing all types of stuff with D-rugs, buying it, selling it to people that I'm gonna let the Cheshire APR say it. Check this out what happened. But it involves at least about $14.6 billion of worth of a healthcare scam. Check this out, you guys.
A nurse in Cheshire was among more than 300 people charged nationally in the largest healthcare fraud takedown in U.S. history. The Department of Justice accuses Michelle Lucy Masiaka of illegally giving drugs to people who did not need them. She also allegedly charged patients $200 in cash for
giving D-rugs to people that did not need them. That's a basically D-rug dealer.
Of illegally giving drugs to people who did not need them. She also allegedly charged patients $200 in cash for visits. The Justice Department says she was caught by an undercover agent posing as a patient with Medicaid.
Got her. So now this is the second time in the month that I've seen something like this happen. People got to be careful when they going on the road, when they traveling in their cars, because they're not paying attention, especially when it comes down to these no train passings, railroad passings. Check this out. Me, I'm overly cautious. When I see a train, you know that little meme that comes up on your phone where it showed you a clip and then you look at something else, and all of a sudden the train comes, that right there. I'm always fully aware of something like that possibly being the case. So me, once I hear the ding, 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 there's no such thing as trying to race across a railroad crossing. You got that, big boy. I gotta wait. If I'm late, I'm gonna call the boss like, I'm late, fire me if you got to, but I'd rather be able to get fired than get fired up like this. But yeah, check this out. This basically, a freight train hits a truck in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I actually brew, one of my breweries actually is out there. So that's the reason why it actually came to my mind. I'm like, yo, this looks crazy because I actually have people that live in Lansdale, PA. So kind of a home-hitting story for myself.
From Fox 29 Philadelphia, that a freight train hit a pickup truck. Bright and early from Fox 29 Philadelphia, that a freight train hit a pickup truck there at Lansdale train station. Following the very latest, no word of any injuries, no word on the condition of that pickup truck driver, but my goodness, the damage is extensive this morning. You can see traffic blocked in both directions at this intersection. So if you are in this area, make sure to plan ahead as there could be delays. Now
last week it was a semi that basically got hit, and it dragged dragged the semi all the way up the platform. You guys saw that, knocked down the pole and everything. Let me tell you something, it's never that serious, y'all. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, y'all got it. Wait right there. Let that train go by, all my people. That's right. We want to pray for the person and hope that we don't know too much about them. We're saying they're not giving us information, but we hope that there was a minor injury and that the person's going to fully recover and that there was no deaths. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. We're going to keep on moving forward to Southport. We got a situation where moments of the Southport rioter hit in the head with a brick. He got hit with a groin, within the groin as well. Let me tell you how this happened. Imagine you're in a protest and you got the boys right there. We call them the boys, the cops. We call them the boys, right? So the boys is all right there lined up of everything, right? Yeah, we got you, Diddy, oiled up. You about to get up out of here. I'm just focused right now. Matter of fact, I'm glad you did that. Boom! Right in my, now you got to get up out of here. See how fast that was? So now imagine this, you guys. We got a situation where we got this Southport situation where, let's say, you see rioters doing whatever, throwing ox or whatever at people, right? at the cops, right? And then one of them, you know how it's always one that want to step out and do something stupid, do a little dance or something like that, and a little whatever. Man, let me tell you, when he decided to get in the front of where the bricks were getting thrown, woo, he might as well have been from Brick City, because all of the rioters behind him, they thought that they was throwing the bricks at the police. That's how he got caught in the head and caught in the groin. I'm talking about, man, sometimes karma is the other ucker. Y'all ever deal with karma before? Tell me that this ain't karma right here. This is Karma Sutra. Pay attention to the gentleman dancing. Gotta do a little dance in front of them. Look. Boom. Y'all saw that about 3 times already. Yeah. Oh! Karma. He went over there doing a little dance now, like this, y'all. Like, boom, feel the groove. I feel it. Do a little dance now. Diddy dying laughing. That's right, yo. That's crazy right there. You big dummy, says Jill. Wow, y'all saw that right there. Now this fool got in the line of fire, and you know them people that was behind him, all they was doing was launching them joints. The crazy thing was, even if they would have hit the shields, they would have bounced off and hit them anyway. What the H-E-double-L hockey sticks is he doing up there, going like this and whatever? Caught himself doing the dance. Boop. Then he turns around holding his noggin, boop, and caught in the package, ooh, with a brick. Yo, that brick was big too, and that was crazy right there. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time, Mark Dorfman said, yo, oh my God. All right, y'all, that's what I'm talking about. And that's the reason why your boy always call himself the #1 over here. I'm gonna tell you the truth, can't nobody be finding content and stuff like that that's going on but us over here at Our Bottom Line. So do your boy a favor, double tap that screen, let's get those likes up. Also, what that does is let everybody else know the content that we're showing over here. Yes, you could play those clips yourself and be by yourself, but you ain't even gonna be able to pool that. You know what my timeline is like? You know what my algorithm is like? Imagine what y'all will be over here like, yo, let me just watch your YouTube because your algorithm is crazy. That's right, and I love to bring it to you guys because I seek out information and crazy stuff like this all day. We got to get back over to President Trump as he visits Alligator Alcatraz. Come on, y'all, let's do it. I told y'all, this is how we do it every morning. We got to keep on moving forward. Ain't nothing stopping us. We got to keep on going.
And we are taking a look at the president now. You see the Homeland Secretary, Kristi Noem, is with him today, along with the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. And as they take this tour through what we're calling, because they do, Alligator Alcatraz, now we're getting to see why they call it that. There is effectively, and I haven't heard anybody else use this wording, maybe they have, but it's like a moat of alligators that encircles this place, as many sides as it has. So, you know, what's interesting about this is it's exactly transparently what the president has been talking about via the governor of Florida. And if we get a microphone that we can listen to, we will try. Let's try here.
Trying to turn the volume all the way up.
I think we may be just too far away from the microphone. Now, you know, no one can find that better than the president of the United States that we have in Donald Trump, because he sees where the cameras are. He may jump in front of them and will immediately go back. Meanwhile, I want to talk with somebody who's really dealt with a lot of this issue of illegal aliens, the worst of the worst, being allowed in under the Biden administration. Congressman Chip Roy of the great state and border state of Texas. Congressman, your thoughts as the president is there looking at this facility where they can house up to 5,000 of the worst of the worst?
Harris, great to be on. And yeah, obviously we've experienced this firsthand in Texas, the difficulty of local law enforcement and states.
Congressman, let's listen real quickly to the president. I apologize. Let's watch.
Sure. So I would say he should call the governor and Kristi and I'm sure you'd give him because his state is a disaster, and he doesn't do this.
Well, they have the original Alcatraz, so you guys could approve him being able to set one of these up over there. I'm sure the secretary would be happy to do that and provide. My sense is he's probably not going to bite on that, but I don't know that they'd be able to come in at cost because they tried to do this high-speed rail. They spent like $150 billion, no tracks. We've got a privately funded rail in Florida from Miami to Orlando. It costs the taxpayer zero, and it's very successful. So it's just a much different approach between states.
We're not going to let him get anywhere near Alcatraz. It'll cost 100 times more than they thought. Now, he ought to come here and study this because he could learn a lot. Yes?
They're talking about Ron, I'm sorry, what's his name? Gavin New. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? We got to keep on moving forward over it. What you guys got for me? What y'all think about Alligator Alcatraz? What do you speak English? Fafo says, we live with alligators, so can they. Didi says, I see mature vibes. Lev says, Caleb, be nice or STFU. Terry says, what's the problem? Okay, we got to stay on topic, you guys. We got to stay on topic. Because now we got this police officer from New Orleans, who lost her life from doing what? A BBL. I'm not going to sing the song BBL, Drizzy, or whatever like that. What I do want to say is this. Women, I don't know if you know it, but we actually love you the way that you are. We don't really care about those BBLs. Yes, you got a couple of guys that might like it, but the majority of men don't really like it. We actually like you the way that you are. If you got a nice afro, you want to wear your hair like that, we like that too. We actually don't really like the weave either, because when you're sleeping with us and then all of a sudden you got to do in the morning, when you ever do that and you're feeling like a head in your mouth, and because the weave, that's what I'm talking about. No. We'd rather have your own hair. Don't need none of these BBLs and none of this stuff. We love you how you are, the way that God made you, ladies. Just so you know, a secret from me to you. We're going to keep on moving forward because this officer here was doing some plastic surgery, and similar to Kanye West's mother. Yes, Kanye West's mother lost her life the same way, doing cosmetic surgery for a BBL.
Police officer who traveled to Miami from Louisiana for plastic surgery in March died just days later.
NBC6 investigative reporter Amy Viteri found she is one of dozens who have died in Miami-Dade County after cosmetic procedures in recent years.
She spoke exclusively with the woman's sister who is sharing her loss, hoping to help others.
Rosa was just 26 years old and had already accomplished so much.
Very bright and promising future.
She was serving her community as a police officer in the city of New Orleans. She also served her country overseas.
She had just come back from a deployment to Kuwait as a U.S. Army reservist.
Her sister, Anamin Vasquez, says Rosa, the youngest of 5 siblings, had even bigger dreams for the future.
She wanted to work for the FBI. So she clearly had a plan.
But Vasquez says no one in the family knew about Rosa's plans to get cosmetic surgery when she told them she was taking a birthday trip to Miami in March. According to this invoice shared by her sister, the procedure included liposuction and fat transfer injections, commonly known as BBL, short for Brazilian butt lift. It shows Rosa paid $7,500 at Prestige Plastic Surgery Clinic on Coral Way. Vasquez says Rosa told the family about the surgery 3 days later on Saturday.
You know, we had just that feeling in our guts, like something is wrong. I texted her and I said, I hope you're doing okay, you're enjoying your birthday. But there was no answer back.
By the following morning on March 23rd, Rosa was dead. According to this report from the Miami-Dade medical examiner, a friend staying with her at this short-term rental discovered her unresponsive and started CPR, but it was too late. The cause? A pulmonary embolism from blood clots associated with cosmetic surgery. An investigator noted it's a common complication and there were no obvious signs of neglect.
I hate that I'm here because I'm having to talk about her in the sense of her not being here.
These notes from the medical examiner's investigation detail the hours and days following Rosa's surgery. According to her friend, she complained of extreme pain at a follow-up appointment the day after the procedure.
Things took a turn Saturday.
On Saturday, at a follow-up massage appointment, her friend said she was pale with dilated pupils and her lips were purple, adding she later complained of no sensation in her legs or feet.
I've been having complications today.
Details also described in this text message Vasquez says Rosa sent to a friend that night.
Her blood pressure dropped drastically, and I did not have circulation in my feet.
Warning signs Vasquez believes could have saved her sister's life.
That's the part that we have to live with because it was unnecessary for her to die.
NBC6 Investigates has learned over the last 3.5 years, the Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office has certified 25 deaths related to cosmetic surgery, involving several different doctors and clinics.
There have been too many deaths too close together to raise a huge flag and say, wait a minute. I want her death to be, if anything, a cautionary tale for those who are thinking of having these surgeries.
The medical examiner's office ruled the manner of death an accident. We spoke to a representative from Prestige Plastic Surgery by phone who told us they did not recall Wildelis Rosa's case. They did not answer our specific questions, but said they follow all protocols for safety before and after procedures.
So that means they're still in business at Prestige. They're still doing the procedures, and they of course don't promote or advertise when things like that happen. We have to be vigilant and diligent and be careful with even deciding to do something like that because it's not necessary. And yes, we want to pray for the souls of the lost person as well as the family in this time. We ask that you give them strength and support and help the sister through this rough and terrible time. We ask this in Jesus' name, amen. Terrible situation, you guys. Telling you guys, believe it or not, we love you the way you are. Them little boom booms, them little butts be cute, man. Tell you the truth, when you start feeling on the other stuff and when you see the cuts are another thing to me. When I see the cut marks, it does something to me. So I'm good with all that, believe it or not. You leave your hair the way it is, leave your butt the way it is, you're going to find somebody that like you for who you are, trust me. To be honest with you, I think the majority of us men rather have you au naturel, to be honest with you. I'm not praying for Dems with TDS, okay? Can you imagine not being able to sit on your last hours? Amen. Praying for her family also very sad. You know what they do? They like when they come back, they can't even take flights back until a certain part of the healing process has already taken hold. And then when some ladies do fly back, they're sitting on their seats the opposite way with their feet with their knees on the ground, and they basically are kneeling over and like just sitting on the seat this way. Pretty crazy, you guys, and it's very sad. Like I said, Kanye West lost his mom the same way. That's why it's not always worth it. All this cosmetic surgery and stuff, love yourself for who you are. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. Real talk, y'all. Y'all are beautiful people. All of us are. Scars and everything. Now we got to go on over to Panama because we got these protesters who blocked the road and proceeded to talk with a man who pulled out the heat. When a man pulls out the heat and he's moving barricades and moving bricks and telling you he got somewhere to go, you get out of that man's way. They didn't do it, and then because of that, pow pow, 2 protesters lost their lives in Panama. Him, watch your head. I'm talking about straight up, this looked like something straight out of a movie. I don't know what kind of camera this person used, but if they got cameras like this in this country, I want this phone because it's better than my iPhone. Trying to get by a protest, and he just says, up it. He just pulled the heat.
Un educador luchando. Un educador luchando.
He threatens the people who are protesting against the controversial government mining contract. And this is the part right here. Don't approach him, they approached him. Got the ruler right there.
¿Por qué no dispara? Pues nos va a tener que matar a todos. Eso es una... Nadie está...
They're going to start calling for the police. That's when he proceeds to pow to him. One person lost their life at the scene, the other one lost his life on the way to the hospital. And he, like I said, he ain't get the handcuffs, but he's definitely going to jail. Now, my question is how they going to handle him in Peru? What they going to do to him? Is he going to get a slap on the wrist or what's going to happen? Because that was 2 lives right there. They didn't show it because it was rather graphic, you guys. Yeah, got to pray for those people with those 2 lives right there too. Even though it's in a whole nother country, that's what we do. We go all over the world. So yes, Lord, a human being has lost their lives. We ask that you accept their souls into heaven's gates. We ask you this day. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes, crazy times that we're in. I'm showing you upstate. I'm showing you Boston, showing you Miami, Peru. People are having it's breakdowns going around everywhere. So you know what, people, road rage and anger and stuff like that. It showed me that being anger, it takes me off of my control. If I can't control myself in that situation, I don't like being in that situation. So I try to stay calm instead of getting angry all the time. Because when you get angry, you already lose. The moment they threw that flag in is when I knew it was a wrap. You saw that, right? Thought this was supposed to be be recent news. It actually is. Now we're going to keep on going because we got the DOJ situation where they charges the North Koreans for posing as IT spies. That's right. These young looking North Koreans basically come over here, and what they do is they get a job at a predominantly good company, and what they do is they send money back to North Korea. That's their jobs. That's their real jobs. They're sent over here as IT spies. And companies better get smarter because a lot of companies are getting ripped off because of these North Korean IT spies that have been sent over here because they need to have money to fund different things that's going on. So what they do, they fly these smart guys over, they get them hired at companies, and next thing you know, they start siphoning money out and sending it over there.
Now to a fraud scheme being compared to something from a James Bond movie involving big money and a threat to national security. It's a scam straight out of the movies.
It's like living in a spy movie, like something out of James Bond, man.
It's like something with that forehead of yours too, looking like Predator. It's time to cut it off, brother.
But it wasn't 007 fighting bad guys overseas.
She changed the access codes.
Instead, 4 North Korean agents are accused of pretending to be IT workers here in the U.S. so they could infiltrate American companies and steal money to fund North Korean weapons programs.
They were doing a great job until October that year, where there was $30,000 missing.
The suspects allegedly used stolen IDs to get jobs as remote IT workers in what the FBI says was a North Korean government operation to defraud companies all over the world. One victim was Atlanta-based tech entrepreneur Marlon Williams. He says the suspect spent months earning his trust.
March of 2022 is when they executed what I call the big hack, close to 800,000, and then wiped all their chats, all the history that we had.
The suspects manipulating digital contracts and shuffling funds to cover their tracks. The FBI now offering a $5 million reward for information leading to the team's arrest.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered.
A warning that potentially hundreds of phony IT workers may still be inside U.S. companies. More than $1 million in cryptocurrency was stolen from that victim in Georgia. The case raising concern about how companies screen their remote workers. Now to a
with a head that big, and I got the nerve to be talking, but he should have been able to read their thoughts with that sort of a cranium right there, and I got the nerve here. I said it. But your boy did have the Willie of the Waybacks. We call that the Willie Wayback, the triple W, the Willie Wayback. We're gonna keep on going, you guys. What we got? Because we got to go over here to be careful with the hotel mirrors and how to know if the hotel that you're staying in this weekend on July the 4th, wherever you plan on going, make sure that those mirrors are in two-way mirrors. How to find out if a mirror is a two-way mirror. You guys want to know something like this? This is what I call putting some fat on your brain. This is what I call something like, hey, I always wanted to know, how do you know if a mirror is a two-way mirror? Well, guess what? After you watch this, you'll get some more fat on your brain and you'll learn something new.
A Band-Aid on the mirror to check if someone is spying on you. This simple trick will quickly reassure you if you're safe. Take a regular Band-Aid and stick it on the mirror. If the adhesive pad reflects in the mirror, you are facing a regular, normal mirror. Look closely. You should see the reflection of the Band-Aid with the pad. On a two-way mirror, however, you won't see this reflection. If the Band-Aid doesn't reflect, someone might be observing you from behind the mirror. Another method worth knowing is the finger test. In a normal mirror, there will be a gap between your finger and its reflection. But if you touch a two-way mirror, your finger and its reflection will touch directly.
I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy.
Another method is to use a marker. Draw a line on the mirror and look at it from an angle. With a regular mirror, you'll see two lines, the one you drew and its reflection. However, if you do this on a two-way mirror, you'll see only one line. With these simple techniques, you can always ensure that you have full control over your privacy.
All right, y'all. So now y'all know what to do. Ladies, make sure y'all not going to any hotels. Then we got the two-way mirrors. Some people said that they already knew that, but some people definitely said, hey, never knew how to do that. Okay, guys, we got some more. Well, what else I got for you over here? Because you know it ain't over. It ain't over. Do your boy a favor, because you know we've been up since 6 o'clock pooling, getting all this information over to you, letting you guys learn new stuff, not just showing you sad news. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up. That lets everybody else know what we got going on over here. So now we got to go over to the gong, 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 gong. We're going to call this Congo Man. Something that I would never have thought about doing. Something that I'm never going to do in my entire life. I hope that they don't strike us for this, and I hope that Utubu, even though they put it up on their own platform, don't take this as something, let's say, frightening and shocking, because to me, it's kind of shocking. I want you guys to understand it. We got this man that's about to fight a 20-foot ball python. I don't know if it's a python or an anaconda. Yes, this is recent, believe it or not. He fights a snake, and the snake literally gives up and slithers off. It's about 3 minutes. You guys, if y'all want to see this, I'm sure the men that do want to check it out might be interested. I'm just going to tell you right now something that I never thought that I would ever be seeing get done. I wouldn't think about doing it because I ain't messing around with no snake. So we're going to open this screen up, and this ain't no regular size snake when I tell you guys. This is a big snake. I thought it was AI in the beginning. Wasn't AI after I kept watching it. This is real.
Look at this man. Instead to go and fight human being, this man is fighting snake. And I never seen this kind of snake before.
At me on his left side.
Jesus Christ.
Right side is making
Just watch this video. I don't say it long, but if you watch this video, I don't know how people will get mind if you watch this video. See how this snake big. Let me see. Make I see just waiting happen for this video, because I say this snake swallow this man.
This is Black Panther for real right here,
this
boy.
fight snake like this. Make I just see what happen.
Watch how fast he turns.
I don't know about you, but not me, ever. Now watch this craziness. You think he got the snake? The snake got him. Any one of y'all gonna be doing this? Any one of y'all gonna be doing this? $20,000 right now. Which one of y'all will do this? $20,000. Which one? This is animal abuse from Angels Among Us. He got to keep his head, because if he don't keep his head, it's a wrap. Batty Lynn said, oh, heck no, I'd be running.
For now.
Didi
But I won't be in a
like,
second.
what? Natalie said nope. Okay, y'all, I'm going up on the price. 50,000. 50,000 to fight this snake. Who doing it? Who doing it? Come on.
I'm losing this battle, guys. For the first time, I've met one that I can't beat.
Wow, are you crazy?
Can you go with it? In a sec, I'm gonna flip him over. I still got head control, but my legs are, and my arm. Watch, ready? I got this.
Snake is trying to choke him out, Didi. Batty Lynn said it's a wrap.
I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, but fuck, this snake's a black belt in the jungle. Oh, snake. Jesus Christ. That was close as I've been in a long time to being wrapped up. Today, I've met my match in snakes. Oh, look at the head. She is a beast. Oh my God. She's still fighting. So strong.
She's still fighting, he said. He said she's still fighting. He had to let her go.
You are a weapon.
But she don't want no more, believe it or not. She don't want no more.
What do you think about that, huh? You think you can swallow that one? Fuck. I really didn't make it. Damn, that was fun. But a bigger one than that, I'm fucked. Probably even a big snake for the ones that are out there shooting.
He's out of his rabbit ass mind. All right, that's what I got to say about you, brethren. I don't know about y'all, but ain't no way. I done went up to $50,000 and y'all in the comments talking about no. Get the strap. Batty Lynn said 50K still no. Snake trying to choke him out. How about $100,000? That's it, y'all. $100,000 to fight that snake. What's going on? What we got? Mark Dorfman says, for oil and gold in China said no way. SB said his name is Tarzan. He's the famous YouTuber. Angels Among Us says, on this, the Tarzan dude, I've seen this channel. Okay. Nika says, where is the escape button? What did he do that for anyway? He says, Sky. Too much wild. Nope. All right, y'all. You know what? This is the last one. $250,000 to fight that snake. Going once. I wouldn't do it for $1 million, says Batty. Gino says I'm going for that. Matthew says, great. Clip, thanks. Mikal says, if they was anti-venom near, then sure for 100K. Rebecca says, nope, you can keep your money. What, does China have a lot of gold? 100K? Or I'm in? Yo, I don't know about that. I ain't doing it. Y'all know what? That's crazy right there. But I know what? If y'all trying to make some money, y'all can definitely go on over to the link in the description right there and fill out one of those surveys. We got up to $750 worth of surveys in there. Y'all will make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, if you got a business, you might be a mobile barber, you might be a promoter. I don't know what you do. Send us those flyers in so we can put up in the post notification area. I need them to be 1080 by 1080 so that they fit and they're in there the right way so that we can see all the proportions correctly, you guys. Also, just so you guys know, we are back tomorrow in Queens, 22 West Circle Drive in Valley Stream at the LNW from 5 to 8 o'clock. What are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing the Show Your Talent Search. We got $250 to be given up to one person in Queens. We had one person show up last week and she rocked out. If you show up this week and we see you and you do your thing, boom, you might be going ahead and pulling off with that $250. That's right, you guys. It's the Show Your Talent Search. That's right. 22 West Circle Drive. We're going to be there tomorrow from 5 to 8 p.m. I know that's the old date right there, but the new date is basically July the 3rd, 2025, and we're going to be at the same location, the LNW. You see the promotion up in the post notification area because it's 10 by 1080 by 1080. It's the right size. So you guys see the promotion there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be the host. That's right, your boy Bugatti NYC. It is sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. If you want to be a part of the talent show, all you got to do is go to www.drinkbigdrip.com. First page is going to pop up. Join the mailing list. Make sure you're 21 and older. Boom, that's all you got to do. Come on out tomorrow between 5 and 8 p.m. I'm going to be at the LNW Wines and Liquors. That's right, 22 West Circle Drive in Green Acres, y'all. Green Acres Mall, right in the back of the mall. Right there, there's a big warehouse. I'm gonna be right there. Want you guys to pull up. Gotta be 21 and older in order to drink alcohol. Drink responsibly, you guys. I can't wait to see you there. Yes, we got another segment coming in the morning, but we also gonna be going live from the LNW. So with that being said, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Rebecca, Batty, Mary L, Dorsey, Natalie, Gina, Mark Dorfman, Suki, everybody that showed love today, all of the super chats, everybody that's constantly showing us love. This is going to be your last chance to like. If you're already a member of the channel, make sure that you turn on the post notifications so that you know whenever we're live. If you're not, subscribe to the channel, become a member so that you can be a part of the events all the time. And know that we are, not just me, us, our bottom line, the #1 show from 6 o'clock until we get it done. And with that being said, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know how we do it. Get 'em! Peace. 1.